Hello, today we're going to talk about the International Fund for Agricultural Development. It is a specialized agency for the United Nations and it has its origin during the World Food Conference in 1974 with the aim of dealing with global food shortages that were causing famine and malnutrition. Leaders realized that these issues were primarily due to poverty and that most of the world's impoverished population resided in rural areas. So we could say that the International Fund for Agricultural Development is an international financial institution and a specialized United Nations agency based in Rome, focused on supporting projects and programs that aim to enhance food production systems and strengthen relevant policies and institutions. IFAD invests in rural people, empowering them to increase their food security, improve the nutrition of their families, and increase their incomes. It helps them to build resilience, expand their businesses, and take charge of their own development. Since the world is facing massive economic, social, and environmental challenges, IFAD's Strategic Framework 2016-2025 points how this institution plays a crucial role in the inclusive and sustainable transformation of rural areas, contributing to the 2030 Agenda. The framework sets three strategic objectives. 1. Increasing the productive capacity of rural people. 2. Increasing their benefits from market participation, and 3. Strengthening the environmental sustainability and climate resilience of their economic activities.
To give a round of what the International Fund of Agricultural Development has done, we can see that it has invested over $23 million in grants and low-interesting loans. This to help improve the lives of over 512 million people in developing countries. Also, the IFAD's projects have helped to increase agricultural production, improve food security, and boost rural incomes. They have also helped to rebuild the resilience to climate change and other shocks and to empower rural people, especially women and youth. Another fact that it's important to know is that the International Fund of Agricultural Development is very much aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, especially with the no poverty, zero hunger, and gender equality ones. The IFAD believes that investing in rural people is essential to achieving the SDGs and building a more sustainable and equitable future.
The International Fund for Agricultural Development faces several significant challenges in its mission to alleviate rural poverty and promote sustainable agricultural development in the world's poorest regions. Some of the biggest challenges include resource mobilization. IFAD relies on contributions from member countries and other donors to fund its projects. Securing adequate funding to support its initiatives is an ongoing challenge, especially given the competing demands for resources in the international development landscape. Climate change. Climate change poses a severe threat to smallholder farmers, who are particularly vulnerable to extreme weather events and changing weather patterns. IFAD must work to help communities adapt to climate change and build resilience in their agricultural practices. Food security. Ensuring food security in the face of growing global population and increasing pressures on agricultural resources is a fundamental challenge. IFAD must support efforts to increase food production while also promoting sustainable and environmentally responsible agricultural practices. Rural-urban migration. Many rural areas are experiencing significant outmigration as young people seek better economic opportunities in urban areas. This trend can weaken rural communities and agriculture. IFAD needs to address the factors driving migration and create opportunities for rural youth to stay and prosper. Gender inequality. Gender disparities in access to resources, land, and decision-making power persist in many rural areas. IFAD must continue to promote gender equality and empower women in agriculture and rural development. Political instability and conflict. Some regions where IFAD operates face political instability, conflict, and insecurity. These conditions can disrupt developed efforts and make it challenging to implement projects effectively. Market access. Improving smallholder farmers' access to markets and ensuring they receive fair prices for their products remains a significant challenge. IFAD works on creating opportunities for rural producers to access markets and value chains.
As an example, we can talk about India, which is founding member of the IFAD and a key contributor. IFAD has supported over 30 projects in India since 1978 with a total investment of over $1.5 billion. IFAD projects in India have helped to improve the lives of over 6 million people in rural areas. IFAD's projects in India focuses on a variety of areas, including improving agricultural productivity and incomes, also building resilience to climate change, empowering rural people, especially women and youth, and also improving access to land, water, and other resources. Improving access to markets and financial services. For example, one IFAD project that was supported in India is helping to improve the livelihoods of smallholder farmers in the state of Rajasthan. The project is providing farmers with access to training, improved seeds and fertilizers, and also irrigation facilities. It is also helping farmers to form producer groups and access markets. As a result of the project, farmers' incomes have increased by up to 50%. Basically, IFAD's work in India is making a significant contribution to reducing poverty and hunger, building resilience to climate change, and empowering rural people.